This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today I will be sharing with you special stuff. My top 10 Chanel fragrances of all time. Disclaimer, you never know how long they're going to stay my top 10, but it's been really hard to pick the 10, but for now, these are the 10. They like really, they hit the mark just right since quite a long time now. So I'm very confident in my selection, and I feel like it really represents my olfactive love of the house, for the House of Chanel, and of a sort of a train of smell that represents kind of the DNA of the character of Chanel perfumes. Before we get to the selection, might I remind you, if you like my content, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube and push the join button next to the subscription button and become a member today and gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together on Patreon. Also gain access to extra perks there. And thank you to all the members and patrons who have already pledged. Also, thank you to my co-chatters who are chatting live with me right now, because this video is being filmed live in front of a virtual audience. So guys, let's see if you can guess which 10 are the top 10. So I'm Louis says, is my Le Lion de Chanel on the list? Asks I'm Louis. Emilio answers, highly doubt it. Amina says, I will watch this when you post it, Dacob. Okie dokie, because you're tired, you gotta go to bed. I'm Louis like, I wonder what. Madame says, Coco Noirs first. Never mind. Okay, you guys. Let me tell you where it's at. Now, let's, of course, listen, let's just get the big hitters out of the way. Let's just get the no-brainers out of the way. Of course, Chanel number 5 is my, on my top 10 Chanel perfumes of all time. This is the one that will never change. This one will, this is a factice bottle. I wish it were full of pure perfume. Can you imagine? How big is this? It's a liter, isn't it? Check this out. Doesn't this just make you feel a certain type of way? Oof. Oh, yes, reflect that light, mama. Come on. Find that moment. Find that angle. Oh, yes. Oof. Okay. Love and life. It's giving me love and life. I'm just checking. I'm controlling the bottle and the image and I can put it here. Now, Chanel number 5, the pure perfume. Okay. Chanel number 5 in all its iterations, really, but that was a moment. Let's get that out of the way. Of course, Chanel number 5 was one of them. Moving on. For those of you who follow me since several years, I've dedicated a whole series of artistic short movies to this one. It is, and some of you have guessed it already, it is Sycamore, the eau de toilette, not the eau de parfum. I cannot stand the eau de parfum. It does smell amazing on some people, not on me. Eau de toilette. There's just a couple of drops left. I do have backups. But this just shows you how much I love it. And this is already the second bottle I've drained. Yes, a queen. So, Sycamore, eau de toilette. Sycamore, eau de toilette. Number 2. Let me cross them over as I go through them so I don't do one twice. The next one. So somebody guessed. I read somebody guessed already. Sycamore. And of course another obvious one, the love of my life. Debbie guessed that one. Pour Monsieur, obviously. Pour Monsieur is number, they're in no particular order. This is the third one, but it's not that it's my third favorite. This one is often on top, no pun intended. But Pour Monsieur, eau de toilette. not the eau de parfum. I love the eau de toilette. Released in 1955. Henri Robert is the nose behind this one. What a Chypre masterpiece. Get it if you can. It's to die for. To die for. Okay, I'm getting, the obvious ones out of the way, so it's harder to guess. Number 4. Let me see if anybody guessed number 4. Yep. Emilio guessed number 4. Number 4 is number 22. The eau de toilette, but also the pure perfume and also the eau de parfum. This one in all 3 concentrations is a masterpiece like no other. I always say this when I talk about number 22. This is the most giving of all Chanel perfumes. It is so giving, loving, embracing. It just makes you feel like happiness, happiness, happiness. I sprayed this some time ago today. This is a very well-aged bottle. The vanilla in there is turning orange, like orange gold. Look how beautiful this liquid is. If you have it for a while, it turns into this orangey gold if you have it long enough. It's a good one. My mouth waters when I think about it. Number 22 is definitely on my top 10 favorite Chanel perfumes of all time. Let's see if anybody guessed the next one. Okay, so the next one, yeah, there's a couple of guesses there. There's a list that Emilio left, yeah. So you have guessed another one, and that would be 31 Rue Cambon in Eau de Toilette concentration. I adore this perfume. It is the smell of haute couture. It is the smell of haute couture. Oh my gosh, it's a delicious labdanum concoction. It's a Chypre. It's beyond that. It's just delicious. It's like a lipstick. It's like embroidery. It's like labdanum, but it's bitter, but just tamed. It's perfectly controlled, but strong at the same time. The savoir-faire of haute couture is in this perfume. It's just to die for. 31 Rue Cambon is eau de toilette is a masterpiece. Like rarely any other perfume reaches that height of masterful composition, perfect balance. You need a lifetime of experience with perfumes to reach that balance, blending ingredients in a way to achieve this intense harmony. Because intense and harmony don't usually go hand in hand, but this one is intense harmony. That's how you describe 31 Rue Cambon Eau de Toilette. Intense harmony. The next one, so that was, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're halfway through. The 6th one, has anybody guessed? We don't know. Yes. The 6th one, number 19. In all its concentrations, but in particular the pure perfume, I have here a vintage 28 milliliter splash bottle of it. Look at this gorgeous beauty. Number 19, what can we say about it? The last perfume released right before COCO passed away. It's austere, it's severe, it's cold. there's a sadness to it. I mean, you could check out the review of all of these on my channel. This one in the card section up above, but also the link is in the description box down below. I often describe this as a smell of a book, an ancient old book with pages, that how an old book would smell like. And the book has just a little bit of humidity in it, nothing moldy, but humidity. And it smells, books smell of green. That's the smell of this. And many other things. It's way more complex than just that, but there is no Chanel fragrance collection without Chanel number 19. And if you can, get it in the pure perfume. However, the Eau de Toilette is also amazing. Both pure perfume and Eau de Toilette are made by Henri Robert. The Eau de Parfum was released in the 90s. This was released in the 70s. And the Eau de Toilette was released in the 70s. In the 90s, Jacques Polge formulated and released the Eau de Parfum, which I also love. Number 7. Any guesses on number 7? Yeah, there is a guess. Cristal Eau de Toilette. All of the Henri Robert perfumes, every perfume he created for Chanel is on my list. Pour Monsieur is Henri Robert. Number 19, Henri Robert on my list. And Cristal. Now, for Cristal, I have to warn you, not the Eau de Parfum. I prefer the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette being the last fragrance on Chanel's roster that still has oak moss listed on it in 2 variations. As Evernia Prunastri and the other version. 2 different oak moss listings. I think they did it to kind of trick the system so that they could put more of it. Evernia Prunastri. The Eau de Parfum has no oak moss, just the Eau de Toilette. Evernia Prunastri and Evernia Furfuracea. Both of them are in this. It is the last standing majestic chypre from the olden days, well, from the 70s, released right after Coco's death, only in Eau de Toilette form by Henri Robert. In the 90s, Jacques Polge releases the Eau de Parfum. But we're talking about the Eau de Toilette from Henri Robert. And the other, only second perfume by Chanel that has oak moss is Pour Monsieur, but listed only once. And even the deodorant stick of this one has oak moss listed on it. So, incredible. Incredible. Just incredible. Cristal is where it's at, you guys. Who has not smelt Cristal in their lives is missing out. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Cristal Eau de Toilette. We got 3 to go. So we are now at number 8. So number 8. Hold on, you guys. Let me see if there are any guesses. Yeah, there's one more guess. COCO by Chanel. Now, this is a Jacques Polge concoction. I love COCO in all its facets, okay? All concentrations. Pure perfume, Eau de Parfum, as well as the Eau de Toilette. Of course, I prefer the pure perfume because it just has that extra depth and harshness in the opening, which I adore. The Eau de Parfum is majestic from opening to finish. It just stays creamy, balmy, delicious. And the Eau de Toilette has a more prominent rose. You recognize the rose, and once you identify the rose, thanks to the Eau de Toilette, you then rediscover it in all the other concentrations as well. I highly recommend getting the refillable 60 ml, I call it the monolith bottle, because this one it's not very popular. Not a lot of people buy it, and I'm scared that Chanel might discontinue it. So if you are thinking of buying Chanel, if you're thinking of buying COCO, consider getting this little masterpiece from the 80s and 90s, because they're not going to keep this in production for much longer. In this monolith black bottle. So elegant. Refillable, by the way. COCO is the Oriental masterpiece amongst my selection. 31 Rue Cambon has an oriental flair about it as well, but this is the oriental queen, king, what have you, of my top 10 Chanel perfumes of all time, favorites of all time. So that was COCO, number 7, and number 8, I'm sorry. Now, number 9, has anybody guessed? I don't think so. Here we come to the point where nobody has guessed anymore, huh? I'm reading. Henri Robert, I'm not so... Jesus asks, is he still alive? I'm not so sure. Can somebody Google that? I don't think so. I don't think so, though. I don't think that he's still alive. Oh, Patrice. Hello, Patrice. Welcome to the chat. And you almost guessed. It's Gardenia. Yes. Number 9 is Gardenia or Gardenia. But in eau de parfum form or pure perfume form. The eau de toilette has been overshadowed by this one. This one is poisonous green in its smell. It's divine. It only works when you overspray it. You gotta spray out. I do 30 sprays in summer and I bloom. Only then do you get access to that green poison touch of the Gardenia. And damn, it's good. The eau de parfum in this case. It is my number 9 and it is a delicious... They did good on this one in the eau de parfum form. I'm not a fan of the Les Exclusives eau de parfum concentrations, but there are exceptions. One being number 22, one being Gardenia. Gardenia being my 9th perfume in random order of my top 10 Chanel perfumes of all time. Gardenia being number 9, and number 10 being the other little masterpiece that I adore from the Les Exclusives range in eau de parfum form. Somebody might have guessed. Nobody? La Pausa. Eau de parfum. La Pausa. Eau de parfum form. I've already gone through 2 bottles. Oh, man. Oh. Plus, you know, I have a connection to the history of Chanel's Villa La Pausa and what it all stands for and what all happened in that villa. And then this smells of the history that I read often in books about Chanel, about La Pausa, about her villa in the south of France. La Pausa smells of that. Space, place, time, history, and also lost time. And this one is so nuanced, so delicate, so misunderstood. This one is, I think, one of the least sold Chanel perfumes because it's just, when you go for a Les Exclusives fragrance in particular, you're first going to veer towards Coromandel, you're going to veer towards Cuir de Russie, you might veer towards Le Lion, you might veer towards 31 Rue Cambon, but because they're so intense, they scream in your face in a way. Except 31 Rue Cambon is super elegant. But Coromandel is usually the first one everybody goes for, because it's the one that just like slaps you in the face, like, here you are, here I am. This one is the last one in the range that you will discover, because this one is the opposite of a scream. This one whispers, this one has secrets, this one doesn't reveal much of itself. You have to give it a lot of time. This one is definitely a grower and not a shower, and it is worthy of my top 10, fully worthy of my top 10 favorite Chanel perfumes of all time. And that would be my number 10. Those are my top 10, you guys. Those are my top 10. You know, I was contemplating the Les Eaux range. I was contemplating Cuir de Russie. I was contemplating Bois des Îles. But these are the ones I veer to the most. These are the ones I wear the most. These are the ones that are constantly with me. Constantly. So hence, they deserve that for me. But of course, if I could, I would take all of them. But if I got to choose 10, these are the 10. So what are your thoughts, guys? Let me get to the chat. People say it's the feminine version of Sycamore. Oh, wait. Oh, I liked 28 La Pausa. I love 28 La Pausa. 28 La Pausa is quite different from La Pausa. And in fact, they even changed the name. It's just much lighter than La Pausa. So La Pausa has a more aggressive stance to begin with, and then it tames itself with time. Very fascinating. Oh, Drew is heartbroken that Bleu de Chanel did not make it into the top 10. No, Bleu de Chanel did not make it into the top 10. I'm shook with a few, Dacob. Are you, Debbie? I got 8 out of 10. Yeah, Emilio was really good. Yeah, 30 sprays. Yeah, but the 30 sprays only with Gardenia. I mean, because it needs, it's very light, you know. But if you want to access that green poisonous tone, you need to overdo it with Gardenia. You really need to overdo it. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comment section down below what your top 10, if you have top 10 or top 5 Chanel perfumes of all time would be. I'm curious to know how the selections vary. Selecting perfumes and smelling perfumes and feeling them, it's a very individual and personal thing. You know, everybody has a different approach to them. So I'm very curious to know what suits you the most within the Chanel realm of fragrances. Subscribe to my channel if you like what you see and wish to see more. Thumb up this video if you liked it. And you can also join me on my channel. Become a member today. Push that join button and gain access to extra perks. Same applies to Patreon if you become a patron. And you can see your name scrolling here as one of the members and patrons and co-producers of my channel at the end of every video. You can also get access to special videos that only come to Patreon and members, tier 2 members on my YouTube channel. While we're on the subject of Chanel, join me on my journey, on my Instagram journey, several profiles. One is superdacob all spelled together, and then I have a Chanel dedicated profile called Coco Chanel is in my house, dedicated to my Chanel collection and everything that the brand is up to these days. The other profile that I curate is called Coco Chanel Privé, all spelled together, dedicated to Chanel's life. Follow me there as well if you like. And let's start a party. But very important, thumb up this video and let the YouTube algorithm know that what we're doing here is legit and good and that it deserves to be pushed a bit more, because YouTube is always kind of lazy when it comes to promoting these videos and showing them around and letting people know that there's a content creator like me out there. So much appreciated if you can thumb up the video. Thank you guys so much for that. Selecting perfumes is something very personal, private. Sometimes it's kind of even hard to share. I know when oftentimes I'm walking out and about and somebody would stop me and say, "Oh, you smell good. What perfume is that?" I feel almost violated. I don't like to share what perfume I wear. Not necessarily because I don't want that person to also buy the perfume, but I feel like it's such an intimate question because I wear perfumes for myself, not for others. So to me, somebody stopping me and asking me like, "Oh, what perfume are you wearing?" It's almost like, and granted, I don't know the person. If a friend of mine asks, it's a different story. I don't feel like somebody's pushing too much into my intimate sphere. But if a stranger comes and asks me about it, I kind of feel like it's like asking me for my private phone number, my address or something like that. You know, I feel like I have to protect that secret. So it's not easy to share loves like these, but it's actually, once you do share them, it is quite liberating after all. Silver lining and everything, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.